Good morning, my dears. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So, today, this video, we are going to be discuss about term 1 portion fully revision. Okay, term 1 portion fully revision. Very soon, you are going to be write term 1 term 1 exam. So, how many marks you are going to be write term 1 exam means 50 marks. Okay. In regular time, normal days, you are writing term 1 exam for 80 marks. Because of COVID-19, we are not able to conduct the regular class in school. That's why we reduce the mark. So 50 marks you are going to be write term 1 exam. Okay. So particularly in SS, what are the lessons you are going to be read for term 1 means totally we have 6 lessons. Okay. Totally for 6 lessons for your term 1 exam. Okay, so how many lessons you have to read for term 1 exam means 6 lessons you have to read. So, history, geography and SPL. So, in history, second lesson, new kings and kingdom, and fourth lesson, the Mughals. Okay, so only these 2 lessons only you have to read. Okay, we completed 4 lessons in history, but we are taking only these 2 lessons only for exam. Okay, so for term 1 history, new kings and kingdom and Mughals. Okay, so geography also we complete 4 lessons, but out of that 2 lessons only, 2 important lessons only we are taking. So second lesson inside our earth and fourth lesson air. Okay, inside our earth and air. And then SPL. So SPL also we completed 4 lessons. Okay, so in that 4 we are taking 2 lessons. So second lesson, role of the government in health. Okay, role of the government in health and how the state government work. Okay, so and how the state government work. So this 6 lessons alone you want to read thoroughly for the exam. Okay, so the question paper somewhat difficult, which I said up to this. So you have to read each and every line of these 6 lessons. That time only you can able to answer the question which we asked in exam, right? So first we are going to revise history second lesson, new kings and kingdoms. Okay, new kings and kingdoms. Already I taught this lesson very elaborate manner. This is a revision session. So I just overall give the revision. Okay. So in this lesson, how many topics we discuss means around 5 to 6 topic. Okay, 5 to 6 are main topic. In that we will discuss lot. Okay. So in that lesson, the first is the emergency of new dynasty. Okay, the emergency of new dynastics, particularly the time of 7th to 14th century. Okay, 7th to 14th century, how a new dynastics were emerged. That only we discuss. Okay. So in the topic we discuss about Samantas. Okay, Samantas. Who are Samantas? In grade 6 also we discuss. Samanta is a chieftain who are the in charge of maintain the army and to collect the revenue of particular area. Okay, they were appointed by the king. Okay, so like that Samantas, one particular period they started to declare themselves as a king. Okay, so how they declare, why they declare means maybe in that time, in that region, the king's power going to be weakened. Okay, so that's why in that places the kings were declared themselves as a king. Okay, so best example Rashtrakuta. Okay, Rashtrakuta where it was located means present day Karnataka. Okay, so in earlier before emerge of Rashtrakuta, this was under the control of Chalukya. Okay, this was under the control of Chalukya kingdom. So when the Chalukya kings going to be weakened, they are not good at ruling. That time, that Rashtrakuta, the founders of Rashtrakuta, they declare they are work as a Rashtrakuta people. They work as a subordinate of Chalukya. Okay, they are the subordinate of Chalukya. Particularly person Dandi Durga. Okay, Dandi Durga, he was work as a Samanta, as a subordinate of Chalukya. So when the Chalukya king was weakened, he declared himself as a king of his region. Okay, which region he was work as a Samanta. So in that region was a king. So for declaring king, he conduct one yaha, Hiranya Garbha. Okay, he conduct one yaha, Hiranya Garbha. Okay, so like that, the Rashtrakuta dynastics were emerged. So same like Gujara and Pratikara also. Okay, Gujara and Pratikara also. One of the person, Mayura Shaman. Okay, he was Brahmin. So he declared himself as a king. So through some ritual sacrifice. Okay, so like that many new dynastics were emerged in that period. Okay, which period means during 7th to 14th century. Okay, during 7th to 14th century, many new dynastics were emerged. Okay, so next, how the kingdoms they did their administration. Okay, suppose in this lesson when we are going to be discuss about Cholas, same like the Gujarat, Pratikara, Rashtrakuta. So a king wants to rule the country means he have to do very good administration, right? So what are the methodology the kings were followed for a very good administration means they follow various method. Okay, so one of the method, the rulers shared their power. Okay, the rulers shared their powers with the samantas. Okay, so why? Because the king always in capital city. So suppose some distance area of the kingdom wants to maintain a very good person. Okay, so he may very powerful, he may very knowledgeable, and he may very skillful person. Okay, so the king going to be decide. Okay, he was very good person. He is able to maintain that area like that. He decide and he shared his power to that person. Okay, that person is only called as samantas. Okay, and then they had a relation with the peasant. Okay, peasant means farmers. Okay, so farmers, traders, and Brahmins. So all together they join and they are doing administration work. Maybe they are appointed with large peasant, large landowners may appoint to collect revenue on particular area. The traders also very big traders, high position traders, they have some rights to maintain that particular area. Like that, the king separates his power. Okay, at present now how our central government and state government works. It's divide our country into many districts, many taluks, many panchayat. Like that, in those days also they divide and they are maintaining the country. Okay, so in this page we have they mention in box 400 type of tax which was collected by Chola dynastics, that was called as petty. Okay, so that and all they mention in our book. Okay, so administration in the kingdom. So next topic, prasasti and land grants. Okay, prasasti and land grants. Okay, so prasasti means last year itself we studied the price of the king. Okay, so when some court poet or some educated person he want to receive gift from king, he is writing good quality of the king. Okay, so the price of the king is called as prasasti. Okay, so suppose before starting the king name, we have very big lengthy introduction. No, Raja de Raja, Raja Gambira, Raja Kulotunga, like that lengthy introduction comes under prasasti. Okay, so which person write this like poet or which person he described the king this like, he may get land grants from the king. Okay, so for a gift, so that is human mentality. When the person was prized by other person, he is ready to give some gift for pricing. Okay, so like that the kings give the lands to like that persons say a manner of land grants. Okay, in Chola dynastics, like that many land grants did by the Chola king. That we discuss later. So that land grants were mentioned in temple inscription or some special copper plate. Okay, that too they given in our book in box. Okay, copper plate. In that copper plate they mention this land was granted by this particular king to the particular person for this reason, like that they give. Okay, so the emergency of fluid dynastic, administration of kingdom, and prasasti and land rights, right? So war for wealth. Okay, war for wealth. So for what reason the kings were fought each other? Okay, for what reason the kings were fight each other? That only we are going to be discussed for this topic. Okay, so for under this topic we discuss about four matters, four important events. Okay, one is tripartite struggle. Okay, so tripartite struggle, three ruling people. Okay, three ruling people: Gujarat Pratikara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynastics. Okay, Gujarat Pratikara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynastics often fight each other. These three kingdoms, these three kings often fight each other to capture the area of Kannauj. Okay, to capture the area of Kannauj. Why? Because where Kannauj is located means it is located in present Uttar Pradesh. It is a very fertile area. Okay, this is very good for agriculture activity, very wealthy area. Okay, so to capture this region, these three dynastics, Gujarat Pratikara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynastic often fight each other. Okay, this event only called as tripartite struggle. Okay, this is only called as tripartite struggle. So to control one area, the kings were fought each other. Okay, next we discuss about Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni. Ghazni is the country. Ghazni is the ruling area of Muhammad, which it was where it is located means present day Afghanistan. Okay, so this ruler around 13 times he invaded India. Okay, he comes to India and he looted many things. Okay, he looted. What do you mean by looted? To capture many things from here to his country. Okay, he is not aimed to rule India, but he is taking what was his focus means, particularly temples and the king's palace. Okay, wherever he can be able to get lot of gold and precious stones, he focused that place. Okay, so around 13 times he comes to India. Each and every time he captured lot of things from here to his country. Okay, so one of his last invention is Somnath temple, where it was located means present day Gujarat. Okay, so it was famous temple. He looted many things. Okay, lot of gold and silver and precious stones from there to his country. Okay, so after Muhammad Ghazni, after some times Muhammad Ghori. Okay, so Muhammad his name, Ghori is this ruling area. So he also ruled in nearby Ghazni region. Okay, so he came and he had the aim to rule India. Okay, Muhammad Ghazni not have any aim to rule India, but he had the ambition to rule India. So he comes to India in the year of 1191. Okay, year of 1191. He met the Rajput rulers. Okay, the group of Rajput rulers when he started to come to India. When Muhammad Ghori comes to India, that time in North India was ruled by many Rajput rulers. Okay, small rulers they ruled. So they are joining together and they protest. They war against Ghori. Okay, that's why in the 1191 war, in that war, Muhammad Ghori is last. Okay, he was defeated by Rajput kings. Okay, so defeated by Rajput kings. That's why he returned back to his country. Okay, he returned back to his country. So one of the Rajput king, Prithviraj Chauhan, he only lead the war in 1191. Okay, but immediately in 1192, again the Muhammad Ghori comes to India to capture the region, Delhi and Ajmer region. That time, the Rajput kings, I already said, no, the Rajput king they are made agreement, they are joined together and they fight against Ghori. I said no. But the time of 1192, they are divided into. Again, they had some problem among them, so they divided. There is no unity among them. That's why in that war, Muhammad Ghori was won. Okay, he who was born, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. Okay, so this is one of the main reason after Muhammad Ghori Vandi, many Muslim rulers they started to rule. Okay, so because of our Hindu kings not unit, that's why we lost our country to other country rulers. Okay, so these three events they mentioned in this topic war for wealth. This is very important topic. All of the events. Okay, in your book page number 21 is very important. So you have to know everything. Okay, so in this topic you have lot of questions. Okay, lot of 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, 5 mark questions are in this page. So closer look. Refer in your book page number 22. Okay, refer in your book page number 22 about Cholas. Okay, Cholas you know very well. The best ruler of South India. Okay, the best ever ruler of South India is called as Cholas. Okay, so in this topic we are going to discuss about five subtopics. Okay, so how the Cholas started to rule. We can already I said the Chola dynastics were divided into two. Okay, one is yearly Chola, another is later Chola. Okay, so we are going to discuss here about later Chola alone. Okay, here we are going to discuss about later Chola alone. So later Chola, who was the founder of later Chola means Vijayalaya Chola. Okay, who was the founder of later Chola means Vijayalaya Chola. Okay, from Uttirayar he captured the Kaveri Delta region. Okay, he captured from Uttirayar he captured particularly nearby Trichy, nearby Urayur we have. So in that region was captured by Vijayalaya Chola. Okay, when he captured, then he shifted his capital. Okay, see in yearly Chola's capital was Urayur alone. Okay, yearly Chola's capital Urayur alone. For administration purpose, Vijayalaya Chola shifted his capital from Urayur to Tanjore. Okay, shifted his capital from Urayur to Tanjore. So in this capital, Vijayalaya Chola built a lot of palaces and he built one of the goddess temple Nisimba Sudani. Okay, one of the goddess temple Nisimba Sudani. Okay, so after Vijayalaya Chola, many Chola rulers they came and they started to rule in Tanjore. Okay, so next is the Cholas, the rulers of Cholas, they give lot of things for constructing temples and bronze sculptures. Okay, constructing temple and bronze sculptures. Particularly Rajaraja I and Rajendra Chola I. Okay, Rajaraja I and his son Rajendra Chola I. They gave lot of things. They did lot of things for constructing temple. Okay, they are constructing very big temples. Particularly in Tanjore and Gangaikonda Cholapuram, they are constructing very big temple. In the temple, it's a place, they are hub of people. Okay, this is a main reason to develop their country. Okay, so around the temple, many people they started to settle. So many business developed in around the temple. Okay, so the temples were very important reason for developing the country's economy. Okay, and the bronze sculptures. Okay, bronze sculpture one of the unique feature of Cholas. Okay, even nowadays also Cholas bronze sculptures alone it's very costly in the world. Okay, so they are following a very unique method of making bronze from copper and tin. They are mixture a particular proportion and they are making sculptures. Okay, so whenever they construct temple, in that temple and all, they are keeping many statues, bronze statues and sculptures. Okay, that's why they are very popular even nowadays also. Okay, so and then the Cholas not only give importance for constructing temples and bronze sculptures, they also give importance particularly agriculture and irrigation. Okay, so basically our South India was agriculture based country. Even those days in the time of Chola ruling, the entire Trichy and Tanjore area were cultivated here. Okay, so the Cholas, they are maintaining, they are donating lot of amount for maintain pond, lake and river banks. Okay, even for irrigation, there are many branches from Kaveri river. They are constructing many branches of the river. Okay, particularly in the area of Pudukkottai and Nagapattinam area and all, they develop lot of canals. Okay, from the main river they are making lot of canals. For maintaining that, they are appointing a special person, and particularly for maintaining the embankment. Embankment means the compound. Suppose this is the river means, suppose this is the river. So the two side of river we have somewhat height compound like we have. That one we called as the embankment. For maintaining that embankment also they appoint a special people. Okay, so they give salary and they are maintaining. Suppose anyone waste the water, they are punished severely in Chola dynasty. Okay, so agriculture and irrigation is the main income of Cholas, right? So the administration method of Chola dynastics means how they administrate, how they separation for administration their ruling area means they separate into four. One is Ur, Nadu, Naharam and Sabha. Okay, Ur, Nadu, Naharam and Sabha. Okay, so Ur means settlements of peasant. Okay, like village. Okay, settlement of peasants were called as Ur in those days. Okay, settlement of peasants is called as Ur. Okay, next is Nadu. So group of large villages. Okay, group of these settlements, group of this Ur formed in a large unit. Okay, group of, suppose we have one village here. So that particular village is were called as Ur in those days. So suppose nearby 10 to 50 villages means they join together, they join one unit, that is called as Nadu. Okay, group of large villages formed a large unit is called as Nadu. Okay, next is Naharams. Okay, Naharam means the association of traders. Okay, so in Chola dynastics, a variety of traders they are led. Okay, so they make association. They are making association with the help of that association. They are doing trading. Okay, so that association were called as Naharams. Okay, next is Sabha. Okay, Sabha means the assembly of Brahmins. Okay, the assembly of Brahmins were called as Sabha. So each one plays important role for administration. Okay, so in Ur we have some head of that Ur. So he only the person responsible for the government to maintain that village, that particular place in a peaceful and silent. Okay, and Nadu, same like these members only they are going to take their queries to government. Okay, so each one plays very important role for administration of that country. Okay, administration of Chola dynastics, right? Different types of land which was divided in the Chola dynastics. Okay, so in Chola dynastics they were divide the land into 5 category. Okay, one is Velan Vagai, Brahmodaya, Salaboha, Devadana and Pallichanda. Okay, Velan Vagai, Brahmodaya, Salaboha, Devadana and Pallichanda. Okay, so Devadana land belongs to normal farmers, normal peasant. So that's why the Velan Vagai, the land of non-Brahmana peasant. Okay, non-Brahmana peasant means who are belongs to non-Brahman. Okay, they are not Brahman, that their land were called as Velan Vagai. Okay, the entire land will be for that agriculture activity only. Okay, next is Brahmodaya. Okay, next is Brahmodaya. So the land is gifted to Brahmins. Okay, the land gifted to Brahmins is called as Brahmodaya. This land, for what are the things they cultivate in this land, there is no tax-free land. Okay, so Salaboha. Okay, Salaboha. So this is the land for maintenance of school. Okay, this land of maintenance of school. Suppose who are educate the people. Okay, some in those days under that Gurukula method alone, there is no separate like nowadays like that schools. So the person who voluntarily educate the other people, for them the government donate the the land. So from that land they are taking, they are earning money. So they are using that money for educate children. Okay. Next is Devadana. So which land is gifted to the temple. Okay. Suppose for maintaining the temple, the persons they need money. So for that they gifted the land to temple. So from that land they are cultivating something. They sell that things. From that they are earning money. Okay, so that land is called as Devadana. So which land is gifted to temple is called as Devadana. Next is Pallichandam. Okay, Pallichandam. How the Hinduism was very famous in the time of Chola dynastics. The same like Jainism and Buddhism also very popular. Okay, so for that reason, the some land were donated to the Jaina institution. Okay, Jaina institution. Why? Because they are the Jain people. They are very versed in curing some disease. Okay, they are making some hospital-like structure. So for that, for encourage that activity, the government, the kings, they donate the land to Jaina institution that were called as Pallichandam. Okay, once again I read Velan Vagai. Velan Vagai, the land of non-Brahman peasant. Brahmodaya, the land gifted to Brahmins. Salaboha, the land for maintenance of schools. And then Devadana, the land gifted to temples. And Pallichandam, the land donated to Jaina institution. This is also very important. You are supposed to know everything, all five without. So Sabha means the association, the assembly of Brahmana we discussed before one. Okay, Sabha is assembly of Brahmana. Okay, so who want to become the member of Sabha? Okay, in Sabha they appoint some members. Okay, so who are the eligible to stand in election to become the Sabha members means a set of rules and regulations they are given in the Uttirameru inscription. Okay, so in Uttirameru nearby, as it was in Kanchipuram district, in that inscription they mentioned clearly who are the eligible candidate to become a Sabha member. Okay, so what are the priority? What are the eligibility should need a person means they must have owned land. Okay, he must need owned land with revenue. Okay, from that land the revenue should be collected. Okay, and then they have to own their own house. Okay, they have to possess their own house. Okay, without house there is no own individual house means they are not qualified. And the age, what is the age limit means 35 to 70. So one who want to become the Sabha member, he must complete the age of 35 or he is not exceed the age of 70. Okay, and then he must well versed in Veda. Okay, Yajur, Sam, Adharvana. So he must well versed in Veda. Why? Because already I said Sabha is a assembly of Brahmins. So a Brahmin, he must well versed in Veda. Okay, and next one is very important. He should know, he have some knowledge of administration. Without administration knowledge, he is not able to maintain. Okay, so and he must honest. Okay, he must honest. And then one more point they gave in our book. So if any one of his family, before itself they are a member of Sabha means within 3 when he was a member of Sabha, suppose his father or his brother was a member of Sabha means after 3 years in that family no one is allowed to stand in election. Okay, so like that a set of rules and regulations were assigned by the people to stand in Sabha election. So next we are going to be discuss about the Mughals, the history 4th lesson. Okay, so Mughals, who are Mughals? So Mughals is the people who have come from present day Afghanistan. They ruled India around 200 years. Okay, so here I mentioned two ancestors of Mughals. Okay, so from their mother side, see who was the first Mughal ruler or who was the founder of Mughal ruler in India means Babur. Okay. So Babur only the founder of Mughal ruler in India. So there were descendants of two great lineages of rulers. Okay, so from Mughals, for Khan. Okay. Genghis Khan was the ruler of Mongolia, tribal ruler of Mongolia. Okay, Mongols. Tribal ruler of Mongols. Okay, where is Mongolia located? Means present day south of Russia. Okay, above the Afghanistan in Russia. Suppose you have atlas in your house, means you have to refer. Okay, so who was the Genghis Khan is a tribes. Who was the ruler of Mongolia? He captured lot of area. Okay, Mongolia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, many region he captured. He ruled. Okay, so from mother side he only their ancestors. Okay, from their father side. Okay, from their father side, Babur's father side, the Taimur is their ancestor. Okay, who was Taimur? Means he was the ruler of present day Iran, Iraq, and Turkey. Okay, so he was the ruler of Iran, Iraq, and present day Turkey. So Taimur and Genghis Khan. So their ancestors were Mughals ancestors were Taimur and Genghis Khan. Okay, from them alone, that entire Mughal dynastics came. So even the Mughal kings, who are the famous Mughal kings, they are not willing to describe them as a Mongols. They are very supported. They are very believed Taimur alone. But by mistake, by false in history, all the historians refer the kings of Babar, Akbar, Humayun, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, everybody under the name of Mughals only. Why? Because they are coming from Mongolia, like that only they explain. But very true, very frank, they are not willing to describe them as a Mongols. Why? Because they love Taimur alone. Why? Because he was very enthusiasm. He was very capability for ruling was somewhat developed. That's why they are proud to say we are the successor of Taimur, like that. So the famous Mughal rulers. Okay, the famous Mughal rulers. Here I mentioned some names, some kings' names. So Babar, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. Okay, Babar, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb. Okay, so Babar only the founder of Mughal dynastics. Okay, Babar only the founder of Mughal dynastics. So when the age of 9 itself, Babar became the king in the area of Fergana. As already we discussed. Okay, Fergana where it was located means present day Afghanistan. Okay, so later he is not able to continue to rule that his country. So he was captured the area of Kabul. Okay, so around 15 to 20 years he ruled in Kabul. So from there only he comes to know about India. Okay, so he eagerly notice India for ruling purpose. So that time he get advice, he get letter from Indian kings. So he taking his army, his soldiers, and in the place of Panipat, a war happened between Lodi, okay, Ibrahim Lodi and Babar, there of 1526. So in that war, Babar was born. Even Babar had very small army. In the opposite side, Ibrahim Lodi's side is very big army, but he was defeated Ibrahim Lodi because he had latest weapons like cannon and gunpowder, everything. Babar had that's why he won the war very quickly. Okay, so like that only Babar founded his ruling India. Okay, that's why Babar was called as father of Mughal dynastics in India. Okay, so how long he was ruled means only 4 years. Okay, Babar ruled India only 4 years. So after the death of Babar, his son Humayun became the king of Mughal dynastics. Okay, Humayun is the elder son of Babar. So he was very good. He proved his talent in the war of Panipat. So he was very powerful warrior. He was literate. He was educated. But when Babar was died, that time he get promised to Humayun to treat all his brother in a positive way. Okay, so Humayun had three brothers. Already I said Hindal, Khurram. Like it, three brothers he had. So all these three brothers are not support Humayun. Okay. So first 10 years, okay, he ruled 1530 to 1540. So this first 10 years he had lot of problem among his brothers. Okay, he's not take any serious step among their brother. Okay, so that's why in the year of 1540, one of the small ruler, he was ruled in Bihar. His name was Sher Khan. Okay, his name was Sher Khan. He captured Delhi and Agra in the year of 1540. Okay, Sher Khan captured the area Delhi and Agra in the year of 1540. So Humayun escaped from Delhi to Afghan, and at last he reached Iran, okay, present day Iran, and he get help from that king in the year of 1555. Okay, so 1555, Sher Khan was died. That time Humayun again returned back to Delhi and he started to rule. Okay, but he ruled only 1 year after 1555. So 1556 he was died. So in between 15 years was ruled Delhi and Agra area ruled by Sher Khan. He used the method. What method he used means that administration method is very excellent manner. So after Humayun, who became the king of Mughal dynastics means Akbar followed entire administration which was followed by Sher Khan. Okay, which was started and implemented by Sher Khan. That alone Akbar followed during his ruling time. Okay, so Akbar ruled Mughal dynastic into 49 years. Okay, Akbar ruled Mughal dynastics into 49 years. We can divide the Akbar ruling into three periods. Okay, three periods. So one is when he was under the control of his guide, Mr. I forgot his name. Wait one second. So he was under the control of Mr. Byram Khan. Okay, he was the domestic staff. Sorry, he was the guide of Akbar, Byram Khan. So under the control, Akbar was ruled the Delhi and surrounding area in beginning stage. After he realized, okay, when Akbar became the king means at the age of 13. Okay, when he was 13, that time itself he became the king of Mughal dynastics. Okay, so first 5 to 6 years, the domination of Byram Khan is more in this region, and then one of the domestic staff, her name was Mahamanga. Okay, he was the stepmother of Akbar, so she also dominated. Okay, so like that many domination happened in the beginning first 10 years. Later he was ruled very successful. What are the administration method or what are the relaxation given for Akbar? It's very good. When he became the king, that time itself he realized India is a country of Hindus. Okay, so Akbar was a Muslim. So when a Muslim king wants to rule this like multicultural country, he wants to adjust that culture. Okay, we should not. He believed I should not force the people to follow any one particular religion or any one culture. Like that, he was very clear. So he was very flexible to the people. That's why he can able to rule a very successful manner. That's why he was ruled 14 years. Okay, when he was ruled that time, he attempted a lot of war. Okay, to expand his country. So each and every end of the war, he did somewhat extraordinary method. He used some extraordinary method, particularly to Rajput. He married many Rajput princes. Okay, so a peaceful agreement, marriage agreement. That's why many Rajput kings they voluntarily support Akbar. Okay, that's why he expanded his ruling area to India. Okay, so after Akbar's death, who became the king means Akbar's elder son Jahangir. Okay, Akbar's son Jahangir. So before the king of Mughal dynasty, Jahangir was called as Salim. Okay, so what is his natural name is Salim. When he became the king, he was called as Jahangir. Okay, so Jahangir, he ruled around 22 years. Okay, he ruled 22 years. So in his ruling, he also followed Akbar ruling only. But last 10 years, his wife Noor Jahan, she plays very important role for administration. Okay, she interviewed the ruling. Okay, why means in those days the ladies not allowed rule the country, but indirectly the time of Jahangir ruling, indirectly Noor Jahan role was very important. In your book also they gave, she printed a coin with her face like that, they gave information, right? So after Jahangir, his son Shah Jahan became the king. Okay, after Jahangir, his son Shah Jahan became the king. So he also ruled around 30 years. Okay, around 31 years he ruled. In his period, he gave more importance for architect. Okay, he constructed lot of buildings, lot of painting. So he gave the craft and the art and craft. It's more important. Okay, so his period only Red Fort was built, Taj Mahal was built, many monuments and many, particularly that throne, peacock throne was built in his period alone. Okay, so he was very luxury king. Okay, so he had 3 sons, I think so. His elder son was Tarakos, second son was Aurangzeb, third son one son he had. Okay, so out of these 3 sons, after Jahangir, Aurangzeb became the king. How Aurangzeb became the king means he was very good warrior. Okay, Tarakos only the elder son. See, before that, whenever we studied in 6th standard, who was become the in a dynasty, who became the king means one king was died, his elder son only became the king. Here Babur elder son Humayun's elder son Akbar's elder son Jahangir elder son Shah Jahan. So like that order they follow. But Aurangzeb is not ready to allow his elder brother to rule country. Why? Because Tara was always in court. He is not enter any war field. He is very good poet. He don't know how to fight your enemies. That's why Aurangzeb, he was always in war field. That's why Aurangzeb felt Taragos is not a person to rule a country. I am only the good for rule the country in a very successful manner. Like that he thought. That's why he put his father Aurangzeb put Shah Jahan into jail. Okay, Shah Jahan was not died in the year of 1658. After 4 to 5 years only he was died. So Aurangzeb arrested Shah Jahan and put him in a house jail. Okay, house arrest. Okay, so then he became the king in the year of 1658. So around 49 years. How Akbar ruled like that? He also ruled 49 years. Okay, 49 years he was ruled. But this 49 years he faced lot of problems. Why? Because the ruling area was expanded from from Pakistan to here West Bengal, present day West Bengal, Bangladesh, up to that they ruled. And then here in west direction Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, that entire Telangana, part of Tamil Nadu, so they ruled. So the ruling area was very broad. So for suppose he controlled any problem in one region, suppose there a rebellion happened in Bengal, so he went Bengal and he controlled that rebellion or revolt. Again one more problem happened created in Hyderabad. Okay, suppose he cleared that, again one more problem happened in Gujarat. So like that many collaborations, many problems happened Aurangzeb ruling time. See, he was very strict personality. Okay, he is not flexible. Suppose anybody else involved corruption, they are punished severely. Okay, so the beginning year that administration was followed, which was followed by Aurangzeb was excellent. But the end of his period, okay, end of last 10 years, who are involved in administration, they are involved in lot of corruption. Okay, so the Nawabs and the local administration, they are involved in corruptions. That's why after death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal dynasty is going to be split into small ruling area. That and all we will discuss in 10th lesson, okay, in your last lesson. So for this you are supposed to know the timing, the year, how many, from what year to up to which year they ruled. Babur means 1526 to 1530. Humayun means 1530 to 1540 and 55 to 56. Akbar means 1556 to 1605. Jahangir 1605 to 1627. Shahjahan 1627 to 1658. Aurangzeb 1658 to 1707. So the year you should be remember. So already I said how the Mughal kings maintained their relations with other rulers means particularly up to Jahangir, up to time of Jahangir and Shahjahan period, they had the policy of marriage. Okay, so suppose one area, one Rajput area was captured by Mughal kings means the king or their family members ready to marriage that Hindu princess. Okay, so like that they follow the methodology of expand their ruling and to maintain the relation with other kings. Even some Rajput kings, Rajput families, they voluntarily ready to give their family girls to Mughal royal family the marriage contract. Okay, so then one more method, Wad and Jagir. Okay, Wad and Jagir they follow. What do you mean by Wad and Jagir means? Suppose one area was captured by Mughal ruler. Okay, particularly a best example, Caesarea, it's a Rajput ruling area. So that was captured by Akbar in the war. But after capturing the Akbar, ready to give that land particular king. Okay, suppose one person working as a king or ruling that area. After capturing that land, again given to them, and they asked to rule that area with peaceful manner. And yearly they have to pay a certain amount to Mughal king. Okay, so their rights and duties will not stop by the king, but instead they have to pay that land particular amount to Mughal government. Okay, so that relation also followed. That only called as Wad and Jagir. And that some administration method, how they separate the country means they appoint some person as a Mansabdar. Okay, they appoint some person as a Mansabdar, like Samantha we discussed now, like that only. So he allotted some land, he may allotted some land, some amount of soldiers. So he have to maintain that soldiers, he have to maintain that army, and he can collect tax from that land. Okay, so like that Mansabdars were appointed. How their qualification were assessed means Jat, the method of Jat. Okay, the Jat means ranking system of Mansabdar. Okay, so highest ranking system was 5,000 in the time of Mughals rule. Okay, so who has the highest rank means he received lot of amount from the government. Okay, so what he received from his salary, that is called as Jagirs. So what Mansabdar receives salary from the government is called as Jagirs. So Mansabdar like Samantha. So his qualification is measured as a Jat. Okay, what he received as a salary is called as Jagirs. Okay, and then one more method they followed, particularly in rural area. Okay, so that is, see that Mansabdar, Jat and all is followed in fortification or garrison town. Okay, already we discussed garrison town and all. Okay, in village side they appointed Jamindars. Okay, in village side they appointed Jamindar to collect revenue. Okay, so the particular village, set of village they allotted to Jamindar to collect revenue. So that revenue were called as job. Okay, that revenue were called, which was they collected from the normal people, that was called as job. So after they collecting, they have to pay to what they collect, they have to submit to government. So for that they receive some salary from the government. So who was very famous minister of Akbar period means Todarmal. Okay, so Todarmal was the famous minister of Akbar period. He was the minister of revenue. Okay, he was the Akbar's revenue minister. Who means Todarmal? He only implement this like method of tax collecting. Okay, so tax is very important for a country development. It's a backbone, economic collected the time of Akbar period very good, but the time of Aurangzeb period it was collapsed because of the people who involved in charge of revenue system. They are involved corruption. That's why the entire economy will collapse at the time of Aurangzeb ruling. So already I said Akbar ruled around 49 years. So his ruling period was a golden period of Mughal dynasty. Why? Because his administration method was very successful method. Okay. So how we can understand the administration method of Akbar means with the help of when they helped a book of Akbarnama. Okay. So Akbarnama, it is a biography of Akbar which was written by Abul Fazl. Okay. Abul Fazl is a friend of Akbar. So already I said Akbar he don't know how to read and write. Okay. So he each and every day his assistant take notes what are the things happen in his life. So he explained to his friend Abul Fazl. So Abul Fazl carefully note down and he is making biography of Akbar. Okay. So this book Akbarnama was considered of 3 volumes. Okay. So the first volume explained about the ancestors of Akbar, and second volume explained about the important event which was happened in Akbar life. Okay. And third volume is called as Aini Akbari. Okay. Third volume is called as Aini Akbari. It is explained fully about that Akbar's administration policy. Okay. How Akbar was ruled. What are the methodology he followed for his administration. Everything was explained in the volume of Aini Akbari. Okay. So what are the policies, what are the method he followed for his administration means he divided his country, his ruling area into small provisions. Okay. Provisions means state. Presently state we have no lot of state, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh like that. He divided his ruling area into many states. So that states were called as Subhas. Okay, that states were called as Subhas. So who governed, who ruled, who is in charge of that Subhas, that states, they are called as Subedars. Okay, so these Subedars were in charge of both military and political matters. Okay, so to who are support of Subedars, who are the assistants of Subedars means they sit up people, they work under Subedars. Who are the people means Bakshi. Okay, Bakshi is it is in the Persian word. Bakshi, Shahs, Fayudas, and then Katwar. These are all the Persian word. Okay, Bakshi means military paymaster. Bakshi means military paymaster. So he is in charge of military and he is in charge of to pay the salary of military people. Okay, and then Sardars means in charge of religions and patronage. Okay, so to donate the amount to religious issues. Okay, next is Feudars. Another Feudars. Feudars means military commanders. Feudars means military commander, and Katwal means town police commander. Town police commander. So the state was governed by Subedars under their help of Bakshi, Sardars, Feudars and Katwals. So how the Mughal Empire going to be declines in the time of 17th century and after means already I said the time of Akbar ruling time, the number of mansabdar, the number of spend of the salary to the people is very less compared to Aurangzeb period. Okay, so already I said mansabdar is a person who receives salary from the government according to their rank, according to their jaunt, they receive salary. Okay, so the number of people, the time of Akbar it's very less. But in the time of Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb period, the mansabdar count is very large. Suppose they collect tax from the people around 1 lakh means out of that 1 lakh, around 60 to 80,000 spent to the salary of mansabdar. Okay, so rest of 40,000 only they have to able to spend to military and people development. So that's why, so the maximum amount were sent is spent for the salary to the people, salary to the mansabdar. So that is very important reason the falling down of economy of the Mughal dynastics. Okay, and then poverty. The people who lived in village, they face lot of poverty the time of Aurangzeb period. Okay, so what they earn, that is enough for only hand to hand. There is nothing for savings. So that also one of the reason for economic failure. And the time of end of 17th century, that Aurangzeb last 10 years, many nawabs, many governors, they declare themselves as a independent ruler of the particular region, particularly Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad and all. That rulers, that nawabs were declared themselves as independent ruler. So that's why the Mughal dynasty going to be declined, going to be splitted into small ruling area. Okay, that already I said 10th lesson we will discuss elaborate manner. Okay, so up to now we discussed 2 lessons, new kings and kingdoms and the Mughal dynastics. Okay, so for your exam, this 2 lesson alone, you have to prepare this 2 lesson, each and every line. That time only you can able to write answer in correct manner, right?